Nice drop. Nice drop. Oh, I forgot. Shit. Welcome, everyone. And as we were just popping in, we've got Franz joining us right now. And I completely forgot about my jersey. And I will be right back as soon as you start talking.
I had to.
I knew it was coming, but I couldn't remember. Shit.
I had to do it, man.
Oh, my bad. Man, we even talked about this. Dude, what is up? Ladies and gentlemen, in case you don't know, this is Franz. Are you the owner, CEO, operator of everything of High Nine?
I do. I wear a lot of hats tonight. I got the U hat. But yeah, I'm the co-founder, the formulator, the graphic designer. I wear a lot of hats.
Hell yes. It is finally great to finally meet you, by the way.
Likewise, man. I love you. You are beyond entertaining.
I really appreciate that. And we can thank the weed for that, for sure.
Nah, man. It's there's underlying personality traits that not everybody's got. So I appreciate it and I welcome it.
I do appreciate that, man. To be honest with you, but if it wasn't for the weed, I wouldn't get past the social anxiety to actually be able to sit here and talk with you. We'll do have my Raiders hat on though, at least.
I hear that. Well, this is actually the jersey from a very good friend of mine, Alvis Whitted, who played with originally he was drafted by the Jacksonville Jaguars. Then he played for the Raiders for 8 or 9 seasons, played on that Super Bowl team. They got beat by the Bucks.
Yeah, I remember that.
Now he's the receivers coach for the University of Utah. So shout out to Alvis, great guy. In fact, he's probably got one of the coolest pictures. I don't know if he still has it. If he got rid of it, he was stupid. It was from the U.S. Olympic trials. And it was a picture. He was running in the 100, I think it was. And it was Carl Lewis, Ben Johnson, and then him, like each one just literally by a nose. And the problem was, even though he finished in the top 3 with those guys, that was just one of the heats, so he didn't get to move on.
Dude, but
he was the record holder, the ACC record holder for the 100 and the 200 for a long time. I don't know if he still has the record, but now I'm gonna join you because my team's struggling.
And honestly, this is the last one that I have until the other one's.
Nah, it's not, man, because I think Monday or Tuesday you got to pack up. It'll be there
until it gets you. I wish I would have had more. I really wanted to do that 24, but I completely understood it after you talked about it more. I did. I got it. I got the feel of it.
Well, let me put it out there for a lot of folks who don't know. So Rob had said he wanted to chug 24 cans of our iced tea.
But yes, this one.
Yeah, the iced tea. I'm drinking that one with you. And this is actually personally my favorite now.
It is so smooth, so nice. I just
wait till you taste the new batch. That I haven't shipped that out to anyone yet. But I as I said, I do all the formulation. I cut the tea down by about 5% because you had to shake the cans, and there were Rob's Bill. I'm trying to read some of the comments here.
Well, I was going to read it in a moment. I wasn't sure. Sorry.
So tea naturally is acidic, so you get the tannins and such. So I felt that there was maybe a little too much tannin coming through, so we cut it back a little bit. And I will tell you that it is so smooth, like smoother now. It's just the watermelon comes out a little more, so it's yeah. So, but anyhow, you were going to drink 24 cans, and the problem, I'm not worried about the THC because that'd only be 240 milligrams of THC for you, which probably you can handle no problem. But I want to remind people, we have actual vitamins in our product. And so, as they say, too much of a good thing can be bad for you. If you get too much vitamin D, you could have GI distress. If you get that wouldn't be enough to get too much potassium, but you could have heart issues if you get too much potassium. So the whole reason why I begged I begged Rob not to do it was actually more for his health and safety, and not, obviously we don't ever want to see someone have any bad response to our, reaction to our product.
He caught me by 5 minutes. I'm going to interrupt you. He caught me by 5 minutes. I was ready to go. I had already had him chilled, and then this thing just comes in. Hey, you haven't done that yet, have you? Well, let's just not just.
And my lawyer was also, I will say, my lawyers were begging me, like, please don't let him chug 24 of those. Budweiser wouldn't even let, somebody chug 24 Bud Lights.
Now, hey, Cal, these are not energy drinks. These are THC infused drinks. There's some juices. You have caffeine in them, which you could say it's a perk me up, but it's not like a make me jittery, in my personal opinion, with the energy drink. If that's the specificity of your question, Bob. But of course, Franz, you can answer that a hell of a lot better than what I could.
So we have a couple flavors that have caffeine, and we've put 200 milligrams of caffeine in those cans. It's the blackberry and the pineapple. Down the road, we're going to probably caffeinate. We'll have other caffeinated flavors as well. And everything has the 10 milligrams of Delta-9 THC. So what you really get is a balance between having your body feel like the body high, but because of the caffeine, you're maintaining that focus. And, we've had a lot of people say that, oh, thanks, Big A.
I think
we've had a lot of people try.
I don't think he's tried it. I've seen his videos. I think this is staged. I don't think he has tried anything.
Oh no, Big A has tried it, and also we sent him a thing of honey, and he ate
that live with me on show. It was
It
was rather sexy watching him just tilt his head
back. I heard that she should have probably had his own OnlyFans after that exhibit.
I did not think that I would enjoy that much honey in a man's facial hair, but I actually liked it. I oddly enough liked it. I mean, but yeah, God love you, Big A. Sure.
Well, and right now we've got the twerk off coming.
We've got a special guest. Can I be a special guest? Even if I'm a ref or a third panel judge or something, just in case. I got to see this shit.
I think we're gonna probably have to try to have you and maybe Hilly Doe, maybe Sith Kit. We gotta get the community. So,
oh yes, absolutely.
What I'm really like, obviously, I'm trying to get the brand name out there, get liquid to lips, people drinking it, aware of the product. But, part of our coming into this market is also understanding that it's not a market, really. It's a community. And what I have found is that, first of all, I'm going to consider myself a tourist or an outsider because I haven't smoked weed in 25 or 30 years. And so this is, I'm coming back to it. And I'm glad I did.
I respect that because you're not trying to push it on somebody and like, oh, yes, I've done this forever. Oh, this is all what it is. But no, you're a humbling person when it comes to expressing the way you do things. I appreciate that.
I mean, I had to ask someone the other day, like, what's the difference? Like, when I'm trying to explain the difference between hemp and wheat, like, what is the term that differentiates the plants? Like, I'm still every day learning things about the weed side of the world. Obviously I did a lot of work on Delta-8, Delta-9, THCA, just understanding what all those were before we decided on going with Delta-9. So, but, part of this has been coming into the community. You guys basically, as we used to say in the hip hop music world, I'm getting street certified. I'm getting my street cred for the product.
But I don't know half of it either. I've only been smoking really for 5 years because I never had anything else go on. Once I broke my back, I was on more other kinds of medications than anything. And then once Ohio started with the medical marijuana card and I started into it, man, I swear by it now. And I did not mean to cut you off by any means, but I will let everyone know right now, before we ever started in this sponsorship, partnership, friendship thing together, I told him, like I told everybody else, I will not be paid for my my opinions on things. So everything you're getting from me, it's not because I'm fanboying it because I'm sitting next to the man right now talking to him. I legitimately like this. I don't like juices. I'm fat. I drink a lot of caffeinated pop. I like this sweet tea. I don't even like sweet tea. I hate sweet tea. But this, the way this plays through, you've got me liking shit that I didn't think I would like anymore. I don't really like blackberry, but that pungent bite it's got afterward, it makes you thirsty for more. And I don't know how in the shit you did that, but I extremely like that.
Well, I appreciate that. We put a lot of work because one of the things that we appreciate is just because it has THC doesn't mean people are going to want to consume it.
Right.
It's got to taste good. And exactly. I had this, let's call it a discussion with a distributor the other day because they were kind of taking their time to come to market. And I said, basically, are you guys in or are you out? Because I'm sick of this. And I found out they had already just started distributing 2 other drinks. And I said, you know what? You tell those brands to get their money. We'll get our money. Put them on the table. Let's do a blind taste test. Because if that's the product, I can guarantee you, and this is not to be cocky. I've tried so many.
How are you?
And they taste like bong water, carbonated bong water with sweetener and some crap flavors. And, that bothers me because those products are those products are on shelves now. And yep. I'm worried that like a consumer that's new to the market might go and try one and have such a bad experience because they couldn't get past the first sip. They were overcharged for it, whatever it might be. And they never come back and even give High 9 a try here.
Right.
So that's one of my concerns with a lot of these bad products out there because they're not brands. They're shit products.
No, you're 100% right. It's like around here, we have gas station weed or we have the gas station gummies, all that kind of shit. Now, I've actually had companies that have sent me things to try, and I've told them, like I told you, I mean, if you really want the gloves off kind of opinion, I'm going to give it to you. There's a lot of those that if you would have tried one from a gas station first, you would never try another one. Because when I started with that about 5 years ago, of course, when it all came through, they left such an aftertaste that was like you were chewing on Scotch tape. I did not like it. It took me forever to finally accept. And now I'm actually sponsored by 2 other gummy manufacturers. I didn't want to be a part of it and you're right. It's like the stigma that's followed weed since the dawn of time. It's just everyone thinks, oh God, it's the worst thing in the world. I don't want to try it. Or they're so limited with what they've got. There's no way for anybody else to kind of like squeeze in there.
No, that's part of the problem. And it's,
and
it's as an industry, we can do better and we have to do better because what's happening as an industry, every time we fail the consumer, we open the door a little wider for the politicians to step in.
Yep.
And that none of us want to have. That's not a situation where you want to fuck around and find out. Because then what happens is they start coming in. Look at what Newsom did in California. I know that we're trying to overturn it and such now, but he banned all hemp products. They're gone. Missouri, they tried to do the same thing. Virginia, 2 milligram limit. Connecticut, 3 milligram limit. New York, 1 milligram limit. New Jersey just kicked them all out. And that's, again, because people are not, I'm sorry, I look at some of the gummies and they are packaged like they should be kids' candy. Why do you have to do that?
It's because it's marketing. I mean,
but marketing, it's
I know.
You could just get a black bag or a white bag, pick your color and just in big bold letters, just put 400 milligrams Delta 9 THC or THCA or whatever it is. You don't even need to put advertising and put it on the shelf and people will buy it. They're not buying one because of the pretty packaging versus the it's just it blows my mind. But at the same time, the alcohol industry, which I'm also in, by the way,
let's just start brown bagging it. We'll just set brown bags up on the shelf.
We should, man. I'm waiting for someone to come back with like, like little baggies as like their marketing, like taking it back to the streets. You know what I mean? There you go.
That you know the size the high 9 cans are, right?
Yeah.
That came off a plant yesterday. But see, that's what I would know would be in that brown paper bag. But you're right, because I honestly, Happy Vibes is a company that I'm working with now with the gummies. When I first seen some of their packages, but then again, I had to read more. Theirs aren't just all my kind of gummies. They do gummies of all rounds, and their marketing on it is. Some of them are cartoonish kind of looking, but it's more of the adult version of the cartoon, not like you're seeing that I see too. They're marketing even. Do you remember when they put the little glass tubes out on the front of the counter with the rose in it for $5? Everybody knew they were fucking crack stems. Everybody knew it. You don't buy a single beaker with 2 open ends on it with corks in them in a rose unless you're going to fucking smoke meth or crack out of it. I'm sorry, not from where I'm at anyway. And that's what they were marketing it to. It's just the way they find shit and run with it. It's crazy. Never could figure that.
But, and that goes back to, I think, and again, I think if we go out probably a year from now, between the regulatory stuff from different states putting pressure on companies, and then also just, sheer competition and so forth, I expect probably to see a lot of these other brands kind of go out of business or fizzle out. They're not establishing brands. They're just throwing products on the shelf, and they're not creating an identity. So for us, also make this clear to your followers and your viewers here, we embrace the health aspect. Now, I can't pitch health claims. I can stand up and say anecdotally, I'm 51, had shot knees from basketball, spine fusion, etc. Had a hard time walking up steps, and then coincidentally I start formulating this, being my own guinea pig. Now I can go to a trampoline park and jump up and down, much less climb steps with my son. And this is the only thing I changed in my diet. So our whole positioning, and I should say, it's not even positioning, it's just our true message to the consumer is, don't expect to drink a can of this and be bombed out like you would from a bong hit or a vape pen or whatever you're doing.
Right.
This is just about feeling awesome. And I mean, this is my 3rd can today. So
lightweight. I called you lightweight. I was being an asshole. Sorry. Come on, man. As many as you can, I already had 7 or 8 in me for sure. Well, wait,
I started my day, weekends got to be family time. So started my day out. Little man had 2 birthday parties to go to. And so had to have a can for each of those. And then leading up to this, so I waited a little bit. But see, the thing is, I'm functioning all day. I'm level. My pains are gone. We went to the park and, did our walk, do our steps, do everything we can to stay in shape. I was actually on a basketball court yesterday, which I don't know when I was last on one. I mean, I didn't play a game, but I was just to be out there. I could feel my mobility. I mean, I wasn't going to start feeling getting too aggressive about it, but the health aspects, and it's not. But see, that's the thing is, in a high 9, it's not just the THC. It's all of the other vitamins. We have such a profile of vitamins, minerals, herbal medicines, whatever, however you want to call the THC aspect. Mm-hmm. This is like a cascade of anti-inflammation. And inflammation is like the leading cause of pretty much every disease. The cardiovascular disease. I mean, you just name it, diabetes, asthma. I mean, there's inflammation is a killer in all of us. And when we're able to start basically detoxing ourselves, which is contrary to what, most of our opponents are going to complain about with THC, like we're detoxing, taking THC, we're that's what it is. So our whole thing is feel awesome, have this as part of your, and I know most smokers, it is, smoking is their daily routine. I get that. You're going to drink something. You're going to get.
That's what I tried to show to people when you first sent it to me, because I first thing I love to do is I love to go live when somebody gives me a product, because I want them to see how
you went live. I'll tell you that you went live, all right, brother.
But look at all the different things that I did do on that. I mean, I've told everyone, and a lot of people do know, that my entire lower lumbar is all artificial. If I sit too long in this chair, it takes me 5 minutes to get up. I mean, I honestly move at the pace of an 80-year-old man. I've had 9 back surgeries, and you can attest if you've had any kind of fusions whatsoever.
I've had 2.
Yeah, the weather changes the slightest little bit, or if you just move, you can't do anything. I can push mow my yard, and my yard is 1.5 acres. I drank 2 of these, one that morning, afternoon, whatever it was when the mail came. And then I drank one before I made the commercial, and I did not stop. The only time I stopped was for the 30 seconds long to put fuel back in the mower. And then I worked on 3 different vehicles with it. It helps keep you, it's not as much level, it's more focused on the task at hand, because I do have ADD, especially when I play games. I need something to help me focus. So you can see my KDR rate goes from, say, 1 in 400 to 401 because something helped me focus. The Limeade, that one to me is the best focus by far, because I stand when I game, because I don't want to sit down, because then I have to rock back and forth to keep my back perfect. Because people have asked me, so what do? Jump like you used to with Mario? I'm like, no, it's not that. It's I have to sway. I really want to play, so I'm going to stand here and play. And that helped me for a 2-hour block of playing. It's not about the amount that you have in there or the amount you're consuming. It's the way your body's getting it. At least in my opinion. It's like, as soon as I felt it hit my tummy, it went, ooh, what is that? Holy shit. You ever seen Old Faithful just rock it? That's pretty much what it was. And it came out with just someone was massaging my shoulders, sitting down my back. Just it was the most relaxing thing, but it wasn't like a straight indica that knocked you straight down to the chair and not move. It's like, you know what? I'm so relaxed. I've not felt like this since I was 14, 15 years old. I want to go fucking run a marathon.
And see,
I don't know what to do.
I've even had those moments like before bed. I'm like, after I'd been drinking 1 or 2, I was like, I'm
going to see what I can do for you, Queen.
I feel like going outside for a run. And then I'll look at the clock and be like, oh, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. My wife's going to kill me if I do that. Or I want to go do some push-ups. Or, I feel like that balance in me that's ready to go. But that's, but again, that's when we made this product and we came up with, look, we weren't the first to obviously come up with a THC beverage.
Right. Yes. Completely.
But we saw what our competition has all done the same message. They are positioning. And I think this is a disservice. This is, I believe, a disservice to cannabis and the cannabis community.
Thank you so much, Nightshade. I'm so sorry.
No worries. No, absolutely. That everyone of our competitors and a lot of people in the gummy business and so forth are positioning THC as an alternative to alcohol. And
well, it should be. I mean,
but that distracts, in my opinion, from the total benefits.
I guess I didn't mean it that way. I'm sorry. I meant to say more of a compare and contrast kind of situation instead of absolute isolation and then free for all is the way I need. You know what I mean? I wish the options were more out there for people side by side in that manner. I didn't mean it in.
But I'm just saying that. But alcohol is consumed different ways, different set. It's Oh, I see that. That's awesome. Nice. I'm glad. But
out of concert.
I love when I see people enjoying our product, because we put a lot into it. We've taken a lot of risks. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of commitment. It's just a lot of everything. But we do it because we love it. But going back to the whole thing about, it's not just an alternative to alcohol, because think about this. There are people that do drink alcohol every day, but most consumers are, they'll drink alcohol a couple times a week. It's actually, those numbers are declining. We want our product to be consumed every day. And we believe it's not that we want it. We think you should, because of all of the good stuff that we're giving you. It's not just about getting stoned for our product. It's about feeling awesome. And alcohol is there's nothing in my alcohol. By the way, we put out a press release where we announced that we brought some really great people on board with our company. Mm-hmm. And I put in the press release about, alcohol is degenerative. It destroys minds, bodies, families, souls, everything.
That's just
and my distributors, who are beer distributors, hit me up like, yeah, do you realize that
Thank you,
we're a beer company? And I'm like, yeah, but do you realize that you're starting to carry THC drinks because your beer business is declining? Like, right. You should embrace this. Don't fight it. Embrace it.
Before we go for Queen, I'm going to see what I can do about at least getting you a sample of one can, even if it has to come from me, because I appreciate your commenting tonight. And when you do get your bills in check, you're definitely going to try some. But I'll see a way we can figure out a way to get you 1 or 2 cans, because you got to try it. That's I've given away to my friends through here too, and of course, not a lot of them want to come on camera because a lot of them are still under the stigma because of their families and the way they are. Which I pretty much said, fuck mine, I don't care anymore. If you guys would rather see me as a meth head or a crackhead, fuck you to hell. I'm smoking. I'm doing what I want. I'm finding different ways to incorporate this into my daily thing. When I get up in the morning, I usually have a bong rip. When I have these, I drink one of these when I start, because I don't normally eat, especially if I keep going throughout the day. I keep moving. If I eat, I stop. If I sit down, I stop. So that gave me the nutrients I needed when I was helping next door when she was cutting the stuff off her roof. Of course, I made a funny video of me drinking that while she was on the roof. It was just because my anxiety hit me too much, and I didn't want to go up the ladder, and I felt so bad. But after she went on the roof, I was on the ninth tier of the ladder, looking up there the whole time. Everything okay? I'm like this far away from where she was at. I just was too freaked out to go up there that day. So I drank quite a few of those and stayed on the ground.
Well, I'm glad again. I'm glad everybody's enjoying it. I just, we just want people to feel awesome. And by the way, we are currently redoing our website and our store, and we hear everyone that, because right now on our store, we're selling only cases, which are 24 cans. And the list price is $119. We've got a lot of 30% off discounts, like Hot Rob 20, which is actually, I don't know why I put 20. I got to fix that so it syncs up.
Well, you asked me what it was, and I didn't know what your percentage was before you gave it to me. And a lot of the other affiliates I have, it's all the same code as Hot Rob 20. That's the only reason why it was that way. We can change it. Yeah, anytime.
No problem. But, and that knocks it down to $84. But, look, we're cognizant that the economy is not great for everybody, I should say. And, $120 or even $85 after 30% off, it's a lot of money. And quite frankly, and I don't blame you, because I've tried competitive products. I tried to drink Delta. I paid $8 for a single can in a store. I wanted to walk back in, and even though it wasn't his fault, I wanted to beat the clerk and get my money back. But we get it. Like, you want to try it. You want to make sure you like it. So we are going to be offering smaller packs that are more affordable, so people can at least try the product and order it online to see if they do want to commit to larger sizes, or even just, hey, I can afford to do a 4-pack every couple of weeks. Again, we respect everyone. We know that everybody works hard for their money. It's not going as far as it used to. In fact, when I go to distributors now, and I go to stores that are going to sell our product, and I just told this to Total Wine, we do not want our product on the shelf to be more than $5 a can. Ideally, I want to drive it down to $4 a can, but I don't want to be above $5. I was actually in a store in Wisconsin that had, it was 50 milligrams of can. I always want to call it catnip, but it's I don't know. It tasted like shit. It was 50 milligrams, and they charged $24 for the can. I actually paid that.
Good Lord.
So catnip or can, whatever the hell you guys call it.
I would have to try it once. You're right. I would have.
Yeah, just take it as a donation. I'll eat that one. But it was horrendous. I had the orange creams. I don't know. It was bong water with sweetener. But
I took my glasses. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying, we appreciate everyone, and we understand that, times are tough. We want to be part of your everyday. So it's our job to also make our product fit within your daily budget. That's if we want to be there, we got to work in every way to be there. So,
and I do appreciate that. I really do. I took my glasses off because I was going to hit this on a serious note as a PSA because I say it a lot. It's a disclaimer that I like to tell people: do as I say, not as I do. But I will tell you this much: if you get 24 cans and you think, "Oh, that's going to last me a week," it probably won't, because you'll drink the first one and you'll go, "All right, there's 4 more days left in this week. There's only 3 more cans. If I drink one today, then I can drink a half one tomorrow." And there's shit. No. Plan ahead if you can afford. Trust me. Well, you really don't have to plan ahead because dude, how the hell did you sent me a message on a Friday, and I think I got my first set of cans on a Sunday. How did you get it delivered on a Sunday to me?
I'd be shocked because we use FedEx Express, and they don't normally deliver on a Saturday or Sunday. So in fact, if I get orders on Friday, I don't drop them off till Saturday because they won't. It just has them sitting. Thank you, Sith Kitten.
No, wait, I forgot. She just said, it says, "Don't insult catnip first." And then she said, that's what she's saying, that catnip. I misunderstood.
I'm telling you, if you look at their label, you got to read it twice, and you got to think it's cat. It looks like they spelled catnip on a can. I don't know. I'm not the only one. I've seen some of their comments. I research my competitors all the time.
Here's the daredevil. And she did try that before she went on the roof as I watched her from the roof.
As long as you were there with the net in case she fell off or something to bounce off.
No, the lower part of the roof was on the backside, and her other neighbor has like this super, super thick soft grass. So that's why I put the ladder on that side in case she did fall, because there was no way I was catching. I don't think I'd have been hand-eye coordinated enough to do that.
It's called thinking ahead. Thinking ahead. I need a net to catch my hurricanes right now. Our quarterback gets a little too comfortable at times, thinking he can make every play and take some losses that he shouldn't. They're getting their butts kicked right now by Cal. Oh, did you see the Vanderbilt game today?
Yes, I did. What the hell? How far is Alabama going to drop?
Huh?
They played Alabama, right?
Yep.
How far are they going to drop? Because wasn't Alabama 1 before that?
They were number 1, but look, it's SEC. They'll find a way to say, "Oh, Alabama's still the top 5." Oh, and Tennessee. Oh, big shout out to you. I already hit you up on the message that big win for Arkansas. The Razorbacks tonight. They beat Tennessee, number 4 team in the country.
Something I'm excited about is I'm an Oregon fan and I live in Ohio, and now the Big Ten is fucking stacked, and I can't wait. And there are so many undefeated teams in the Big Ten. What is there? I think there's 5. It's the most in each out of all the divisions. There's still,
I heard that.
I don't know. Did Ohio State win? I'm not sure. I know Penn State.
Ohio State rolled. They almost
had it was only 7-0 before I fell asleep in the third.
Oh, they could have lit it up probably more. It ended up being, it was 35-0 at one time. Jeez. I think the last touchdown was sacrificial. So,
holy shit, I fell asleep watching that game. Thought it was. I mean, they were doing hella good in the beginning. I mean, they were stopping them decent, which is typical Ohio State. It's kind of like I always loved out of Oakland when Oakland would play. They sucked ass in the first half, and then they tried to catch up and usually caught up and won in the second half, but moving to Vegas and they start wearing high heels.
I don't know at what point in my life pro sports just became like not even close to being interesting. Like as a kid, like I couldn't not watch an NBA game. I don't care who was playing. I couldn't not watch a NFL game. I loved it. And then even baseball. And then at just some point, I'm just like, I'm not interested. Like basketball is easy to say, the NBA, because it's like, it's not even basketball anymore. I don't even know what it is.
Football is just pretty much all commercials and seeing who's in the stands anymore. It takes so fucking long. I don't watch the Super Bowl anymore. I used to go to Super Bowl parties. I don't even do that. They took a 2-hour football game and made it 7 fucking hours long. And you see people why are they even associating these people with football?
By the way, I'm a fan of Kendrick Lamar, but
I wasn't meaning.
How do they not get Lil Wayne as the halftime show in New Orleans? I mean, who is just not thinking that through? That just was a bad move.
Do you think they do it like they do they used to do the stadiums, where it's more of a lottery of who gets it the next year or who gets the highest bid to be that, or do they pick each person? Do they have to
it's my understanding that Jay-Z's got something to do with that's obviously what's been written everywhere. I guess he's got some say in the halftime show. But yeah, I just yeah, Lil Wayne, New Orleans halftime show. Just I know Kendrick Lamar's got all the shine right now and such, but and I don't know who else they would probably go with that would be entertaining. Oh, there we go. Hold the guy down.
Look who they brought out in LA. Of course, it'd have been so much better if it would have been Oakland. If they would have had a Super Bowl in Oakland and had everyone come back like that, that would have been the greatest fucking concert at Oak Coliseum. But of course, no, it didn't. I had to go there. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to kick my table there. But that was a hell of a concert. I watched that. I don't have it for a long time.
Yeah, the Rihanna show was not good. It's just tough to these kids, and now that they can get paid. So you're there in Ohio State. You got Jeremiah Smith, the Florida guy, the guy out of Florida, the receiver that I think he's only like 17 or 18 years old, and they think he could already play in the NFL right now. But he's doing Red Bull commercials.
I was going to say, did they cap that though? Are they only allowed to make a? I didn't think they did.
No, there's no cap.
I'm 100% sure.
Dude, they were saying Caleb Williams was making like $10 million a year when he was at USC last year.
So what's going to happen with all these people prior to this that got for one from Ohio State? We'll just say that on how they would use gift money for other things, or even Maurice Claret. I mean, what all that stuff was gifts then. It's going to be gifts like a sponsorship now, but these are from these like local car lots and shit. Can they go back and get their records brought back into it?
That's Reggie Bush getting back his Heisman. He's suing now. He's like,
that's craziness.
And he should.
Oh yeah, I mean, why change the rule? And I honestly see steroids and more other enhancement drugs being allowed in baseball before too long. Now, if that happens,
Cam Ward being a shitty quarterback. Take the sack, throw the ball out of bounds. Don't throw it across your body, across the field. Miami's going to get beat because Cam Ward is a good quarterback, but he's not a great quarterback. And he's got to know being a great quarterback is also knowing when it's not your play and throw it away.
Exactly. Do not hold it and run 13 yards back and then 14 to the side, then try to make an S back around this way. No, just get rid of it. Just fucking get rid of it. Lose the down. Don't lose the yardage.
Well, he just threw a pick six because of exactly what you just described without even seeing the game.
Good Lord. I yelled it during it wasn't my son's game, but it was the high school game. I watched it and I kept yelling, just take the down, throw it away. This guy, bless his heart, he was just trying, and it was for the other team. And I thought, man, they're going to just blast him for a 23-yard loss, and they did. And I was, yeah, man, come on, you got to know it. But I can see where they're at in the moment, and they're thinking, no, he's supposed to be there. I know he's going to be there. Wait, maybe not. And then it's a blind side if you don't see it. Not when you can see it coming and they're chasing you like a fucking train. They're doing this. It's like the old snake game. We're older. We know. We played the snake. We chased a little ball. We know how to figure. Oh, look, there you go. We'll meet you right there instead. Oh, God, could you imagine? I feel bad.
Yeah. But it's just, they're just such a thing to just watching college sports, though. It's so much better. And if anybody's like played near that level, just to understand how good these kids, they're all kids. I mean, I'll call them kids. When you got 17, 18, 19, I mean, they're kids. And it's just they put their hearts out there. And in football, I mean, obviously in every sport you're risking injury, but in football, I mean, I don't know if you remember Marcus Lattimore from South Carolina, he got hurt in his senior year. I mean, that was pre-NIL. Who knows how he came out. I know he had some insurance, but, he should have been in the NFL a year earlier and been able to cash in on a contract. So now I'm happy to see these kids getting paid.
Yeah, I am too, to be honest with you, because they do it in every other sport, don't they? I mean, basketball, you can come right out of high school and go into it. Hell, they probably started scouting kids in junior high with basketball because there's a lot of kids that are very talented, especially in basketball. And because their body doesn't get a lot of wear other than the running portion of it, like it is in football or other contact sports. But I like college basketball because I lived in North Carolina for a time. And if you've ever lived in North Carolina during the Final Four, it is like the mecca of all. And if you're not a Carolina fan of one of the 4-12, however many fucking teams they've got in that state, my Lord, you got to know where you're at. If you go into a different area wearing a different kind of fucking shirt, it's almost like gangland or something. So, you
Wow.
want to follow up on it, and it's very competitive though because they want to do something. They weren't doing it for money.
So I was born in Raleigh, North Carolina, and I was raised in Florida. So when it comes to football, I grew up a U fan, but for college basketball, I grew up a Carolina Tar Heel fan. So I bleed blue through and through. So I know exactly. And by the way, vinegar base for your barbecue that's how it's meant to be.
I fucking love you, and please do not sop the shit out of it. Have it a little dry. My Lord, you're okay. In Ohio, you get a 45-pound crock pot. You get a 12-pound pig. You cut off one portion of it and shred it up as much as you can. Then you put 19 gallons of barbecue sauce in it, and then you serve it to 48 people. And then you try to make a fucking barbecue sandwich. You know how hard that is to tell to people. It's like, do you want anything on this? Nope. Can you just put it in a colander and shake it a couple of bits like this? I hate that. And you know, when I call people when I order wings, I even ask them, are your wings wet or dry? Because I don't want barbecue sauce on the back of my fucking head while I'm trying to enjoy this much meat. Man, there was Hobbs Barbecue down in Asheboro where I lived at, and everywhere else we went around, it was always there. And you could go get like 96 fucking quick set barbecue sandwiches that you could eat upside down and not drip for like $5. And it was cafeteria style too. You had a great big old red tray, and you slide it. How much you want? And they give you all your buns. There's your barbecue.
By the way, we're a small company, and we want to help people and do good things. And I wish we could be doing stuff right now. I donated my hotel points for all the people in North Carolina.
Did you?
Parts of Tennessee that got hit, and I gave my points to the Red Cross so they can use it for giving people shelter if they can get a hotel room. It's whatever we have that we can give to help that, we're happy to do that. But just, feeling for those people, because I couldn't imagine if, it's not like they had time to pack up their belongings. Think about the family heirlooms that have been lost in that part of the country.
What's the name of the one town that they're not even going to allow people to ever go back into again? They're pretty much just going to flatten it. It's a two-stage. It starts with an S. It's somewhere near Asheville, though. I watched it last night on the news because I lived in Asheboro, which is like dead of the state. I've got friends that live in the eastern part of the state and western part of the state, and a lot of people, they don't understand that just because it's a hurricane does not mean it can't come 400, 500, even 1,000 miles inland. I live in Ohio, and we get affected from it. Flash floods at night are no fucking joke. And to see people make fun of people saying, oh, well, you had time, why'd you stay? You can't. You don't understand. I live from my front porch. I live 500 yards from the Ohio River. If I didn't live in front of this dam, every time it rained, I would have to relocate. Everybody downriver normally does, because when that shit comes up, because it's raining in New York or in fucking Maine, we don't know that. And in the middle of the night, it comes and rushes away. And I really, really do appreciate that, man. That's absolutely awesome.
No, like I said, I wish we could do more, and we don't like tweeting stuff out like that just because you're just doing the right thing. But I will tell you,
I need to. If you don't want me to, I won't, because I want people to know that you're humble enough to be proud of the fact that this is not just where you're from. You might not know people there. It's the fact of community of this that we're in, not just stoner community, the fucking world, people. We all have to look out for one another one way or another, especially those who cannot help themselves in times like this. If I had anything,
it's getting hard out there. It's really, it's really concerning. Like seeing videos of kids in school beating up teachers, and 20 kids attacking one kid or two kids, and what. They just had to put out a warning for first responders here in parts of San Antonio because there's a Venezuelan gang that's apparently taking over like a apartment area, and they didn't want the firemen or the EMT people to be mistaken for police officers and get shot at by the gang members. Like the article said, make sure your head, watch your six. It's just, there's so much, there's just so many problems out there that, I see this, by the way, I go and I do lunch at school, my son now every day. And I'm looking at some of what these kids are eating for lunch. They're not hyperactive. They're freaking hungry.
Yeah.
Like the school lunch was literally 10 chicken nuggets that looked like a chicken shit them out and 2 cucumber slices. Like what is that? What is that? There's just so, all we can do is we can just take one step at a time, start with ourselves, start with our immediate circle, make sure that, our influence, we're making good decisions, we're being a good role model for those around us. And lead, they say lead by example, but you got to lead first. You got to be willing to step up and say, I can do better and I will do better and I'm going to do better. That's all we want to try to promote. And, obviously we want to feel better too. So that's our drink.
I'm proud to say that I'm a part of it. Even though I'm not doing what you're doing, at least I can hold up a can or I can show this shit behind me to show my support, to put it out there for that.
Well, and that's where we actually kind of started the conversation, was about the community of cannabis. And something that I've had fun doing now is, I'm working with you and a number of your colleagues out there, and sort of the cross-pollination that's now happening between some of these. I kind of feel like we were in there. You guys were moving in that direction, and maybe there was just something that was needed to solidify some of the bonds and really get people talking. So we've got, as we mentioned earlier, we got the Twerk Off coming October 24th. It's Big A from the Florida Dad Shaggy and Big A show versus Rondo Brad from the Higher Value show. And I don't even know what made me think of it. I was actually at production in Wisconsin, and I was watching. I don't know if it was one of Rondo's posts or something, but I was like, got to have a twerk off between these two guys. I don't know why.
I don't know why. Every time I hear that, though, I'm picturing them both in my head as cartoon characters dancing their asses like this at one another, and I can't get it out of my head, because I've been on the show with Big A, I think 3 times now, and of course I was just on with Cashman and Brad the other night, and I can only imagine what kind of I really see Big A wearing a 2-piece. I think we're all. I think we want to see more of the male anatomy than we're planning on seeing. But we're not going to be able to look away. It's going to be like a fucking car wreck.
I don't know what these guys have planned.
Wait, how many songs is this Twerk Off? How many rounds is it?
I think we're going to do 3. We're going to have to do 3 rounds. So we got to have our press conference. We haven't had the presser yet to officially announce the event, set the rules. I'm probably going to be bringing in a special DJ. DJ Johnny Miles. He's on Shady Radio on XM.
Nice.
He's actually he is my graphic translator. So for the cans and packaging, I tell him what I want to create, and he actually does that. But he's a phenomenal DJ. That's how we met many, many years ago. See, that's another part I love about this business, that I've been able to bring some good friends in who have always been just awesome to work with in different areas. And I found that they had other talents that just were not being used, and we're putting them to work here. So he actually owns a little piece of the company. I gave it to him to thank him for years of friendship and loyalty and great work. But so we're going to probably have him on, but we got to set the rules. I'm probably going to have to get them some twerking instructors, maybe some online lessons.
Please tell me you're going to have like a weigh-in, and then you'll have a debate between the two leading up to it, and both of their characters we got stuff coming. Man. We're going to treat this like a Hard Knocks. We got to get the training behind the scenes. Oh yeah, I'm going to be a part of it. I swear to God, I'm going to pick one of them, and I'm going to try to get on whichever team I prefer. I haven't decided which yet. I mean, I like them both, of course, like everybody. And then I'm going to start promoting the shit out of them, and hopefully get in a competition with another one of the content creators, and just get some friendly gambling on with this because this is going to be fun.
Maybe it's something. Maybe we create a series. We do it like
oh my God, that would be so funny.
Do it like the round of 64 or something to
do Twerk Island
tournament style. But what we're going to do is again, we're going to have some fun with it. So the winner is going to get a full case, 24 cans. They can pick it however they want it mixed, and they're going to get a big jar of the honey, which is our secret sauce. It's the Delta 9 infused honey. Then the winning podcast team is going to get 10 free 12 can sample kits to send out however they want. And the losing team, there's not going to be a loser. They're still going to get 5 cases to give away to their followers. And I don't know, I might dig around the house and see if I got some funny prizes I can include, maybe like some old DVDs or something. But, we're going to keep it fun, keep it classy. It's all about having a good time. Big A, Rondo, shout out to those guys. I mean, great sense of humor, taking just they're enjoying it as well. They're having fun with it. I appreciate all their support because they could have just come back to me and been like, are you, why are you doing this? But again, it's an example. I've got 2 podcasts that we work with both of those guys as well, bringing them together, it's bringing community together. That's what we got to do.
It is fun because it's 2 teams. We're not competitive against one another. We're just in the same community trying to battle for the same, I guess we'd say, glory of making it as far as we possibly can. So that makes it fucking outstanding, dude. That's why one day we'll have a drink off, and I will challenge someone, and I will get the 24 cans. In 24 hours. We'll do that. We'll have to do
it. I know they're tasty. It was crazy. I was driving home from production, and I'm drinking them, and I have to just remind myself it's got THC. Like, no, I can't have 3 or 4 of these because there will be a point that it really does start to fade me out pretty hard. So
when I go for the 3rd one, I smack myself and say no. They said no, stop it, and then I'll grab something else and go sit down.
Our defense is so suspect. They gave up a touchdown on a 4th and 6, and they just gave up a first down on a 3rd and 15 because they're undisciplined. And
please don't tell me it was a running play on 3rd and 15 that got him that first down.
No, it was a screen.
Okay,
but it's not. It's more than they've lost the game. They've lost the game. Their Cal's defense is playing stacked. And
is Cal ranked this year?
I think they were ranked like 25. I don't know where they're ranked right now. They're 3-1. This is embarrassing. Like, how did they lose to Florida State? But they are literally ass whooping us right now. Like, it's abusive. This is abuse. I'm calling CPS. I'm calling them because they're beating up some kids out there. But hey, it's California. Nancy Pelosi probably lets it fly. Who cares, right?
Oh fuck, dude, that's funny. Did you see this message from Kitten?
Oh yeah, no, we're gonna Sith Kitten. We're definitely gonna have a playlist. We gotta get together. We absolutely have to organize because I'm gonna give it to Johnny before. Touchdown, 35-10. You got to be kidding me. Go back to Miami.
What quarter is it?
It's the 3rd quarter with 8 minutes or 7.5 something left. But this is when you're playing this bad, you don't come back. This is like,
hey, now the Raiders scored 3 touchdowns in 11 minutes.
I just tomorrow I won't watch a single NFL game unless I'm flipping through the channels and there's nothing on, and I need background noise while I'm working. I won't watch a single NFL game.
I watch soccer on Sundays. Honest to God, I started watching the fucking Premier League, dude. And if you've never watched it, give it a chance once and just see. The crowd itself is what makes me watch Premier League. I never thought for a fucking second I would ever watch soccer. It's nothing from around here. We didn't have it in my school, nothing like that. So it was kind of just everything overseas. But now that they're like putting it right in my face, I don't know why. It's full contact. These motherfuckers are running for like 4 hours straight trying to kick his little ass ball across a pitch twice the size of a football field. I gotta watch.
I got to give those guys credit. I mean, yeah, they run like marathons during games. It's insane how much running they do. and there's no timeouts or like substitutions in and out. I mean, they must look at NBA players and like, you're a bunch of pussies. Like load bearing.
When are
like,
they allowed to sub? They only allowed to sub like when an injury or something happens and like a stoppage.
Or they only get, where they only have like so many of them. But once you come out of the game, you can't come back in.
Right. And I like the way they have them wearing different outfits on the side too, so they know, nope, your ass is done. You ain't coming back in. They're either wearing a vest or they have to wear the jacket on. But I got to admit, they do take care of their players. Them are some fat ass fucking chairs them guys are sitting in, and I bet they're warm or cool, whatever it is. If you guys have never watched Premier League by any chance, it's like having one of these great big computer chairs that wraps around you, and I'm sure they're getting head jobs while they're in it. There's no way it couldn't be. I mean, they're crazy.
Hey, by the way, you keep mentioning gaming. We're working on right now. We're going to be hosting or sponsoring some pop-up gaming tournaments.
Of which games have you picked yet, or is it going to be?
I am not a gamer. I am not picking them. I'm just putting up the money. I'm putting up the high nine, and we've got some folks we're working on that we're going to do. We're going to literally have like, it'll get announced at 10 o'clock in the morning, 20 slots, email here, free entry. You get confirmed for your entry, and the prize money will vary, and we'll say what the game is and what time it's at and so forth. And it'll literally be that same day, but they will be pop-up games with real prize money.
I would love to take part in the amateur version of that. I'm not good enough to play. I play competitive Overwatch, but unless I play with 3 or 4 people that are like with me in that, there's no way. But Sith has invited. I'm really high. Hang on. Whew. Sith has now brought me into the world of Twitch, and I'm starting to stream my games on Twitch, which I still have yet to play with any of my friends on there. So it's so fucking hard, but I want to watch. I want to take part, or I'll put it on my channel when you go to do it. If there's a way that I can do that, and I'm sure if there is, Sith will be able to tell me. And she's put something else out here. What
we
How about Merge Warrior Online?
See, Sith, you might as well be speaking Portuguese. I have no idea what that is. I am not a gamer. I can't even tell you outside of I threw some skee ball today at Chuck E. Cheese.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's badass.
Hey, I get the benefit of the little dude. Like we got to go to Chuck E. Cheese, got to play some skee ball, sing with Chucky, dance around, eat some crappy pizza. Then we got to go to Urban Air, which is our local trampoline park here, or their franchise. But we got to jump around for a while. Like, when you got the little
place called Showbiz Pizza.
I remember Showbiz, absolutely.
A lot of people don't, but wasn't it there before Chuck E. Cheese? Because Chucky was a character on there, and then he kind of done the spinoff out western part of the country. And
it's something like that. But I definitely, I remember the Showbiz.
That was the ones that I went to when I was younger.
We didn't have. I grew up in a small town in Florida called Venice, and at the time it was actually named like the #1 city by AARP to retire to. The average age was like 65, and it was a very small population. It's amazing. I go home now and I almost don't recognize it, but yeah, we didn't have any of that stuff. We had to go to like the neighboring city to get to a movie theater.
Wow. For me to go to a Chuck E. Cheese, I'd have to go to Charleston, West Virginia. And people don't know what that is. That's the capital of fucking West Virginia, which is about 2.5 hours away from me, just to get to a Chuck E. Cheese. It's crazy.
We moved to San Antonio from Austin when we had little dude, just because Austin was really just taking a turn in the wrong direction, and had an opportunity to move down to San Antonio, but I love where we're at because we're literally 10 minutes from SeaWorld and Aquatica. We've got every possible amenity around us you could imagine.
Now, I can't say that I've been there. When SeaWorld was near Cleveland, Ohio, and then in Orlando, Florida, my father took myself and my siblings up there. So we did see SeaWorld before it left Ohio. So I do have that with you, but we had to take 7 hours to get to that SeaWorld.
Well, we drive like 10 minutes, and especially like in the wintertime when the park's open till like 9 o'clock, we'll just go there and just like walk. Like we got the season pass, so we use Aquatica like it's our backyard pool. But we've got, I don't know if you've seen like some of the live things I might do in the morning when I'm walking. We got a park. We got an amazing park in the valley where it's hundreds and hundreds of deer, and it's just, this is a great part of the area that we live in, and very, very lucky, very happy, and like I said, I'm a little guy.
How long have you guys been there now?
We moved down here like 3.5 years ago.
Do you think by far it's the best place you've lived, so like for the area? Like, I know it's hard to beat some other states, especially with the way they look, especially different seasons. I just didn't know. I've just curious. Sorry, I'm high.
No worries. I mean, I've lived all over the country, from Florida to New York City to Nashville, Tennessee, to Austin, to Vegas, to Fort Lauderdale. I mean, I've been all over, and it's really about who you are. Like, what are you into?
Well, that's
and what are your needs? Like, I need family stuff now. I didn't need family stuff when I was 27 years old or 30 years old. Lived in Vegas when I was 30. That was like crazy times. It just went to NYU, stayed in New York City. That's the other thing, is comparing places when I lived in them to what they are today is also there. Like, New York City is nothing like when I was there. It's so, Brooklyn is not Brooklyn. Queens is not Queens anymore. They've just, they've changed the landscape so much. So that's why it's really not fair to say, oh, this town's better than that one, because there are a lot of factors. But I love New York. I love New York City, going to school there, and, early part of my career and so forth. I love New York City.
Well, we have deer here. That is the only thing in common with everything you just said, is we have deer here. And about 500 at a time, too, when you see them. It's usually where they are.
Well, and I do prefer warm weather over cold. That's the one thing. I don't. Before I went to New York, I had never seen snow in my growing up memory life. Like, apparently when I was 2, I was in some snow, but I had no recollection of how miserable that must have been. I am not a cold weather person.
Now, I have this thing that I can say, because I'm a large feller, and I've always been a large feller, so I sweat quite a lot. And I always say there's only so much you can take off, but you can always put more on. That's why I like winter compared to summer. But now that age has hit me and all this metal that I have in my body, winter fucking sucks.
Oh yeah,
it really sucks. But I guess I gotta take the good with the bad, and figure out where I'm at. And I'm too poor to pull up stakes and go somewhere, unless I can move in with you or Sith, who can't even speak. What the fuck is this, Sith? Is this some kind of code? I need hui high noonie. What is that? I think she said I need weed in high 9, but I don't know.
I think she's at a high 9. You got a shipment on the way. It's coming.
Good gracious.
It went out Friday, so it should be there Monday or Tuesday.
I am really glad you joined me tonight.
Oh, it's my pleasure, man. You've made a miserable game enjoyable.
There was 2 games I was watching today. I started watching the Ohio State game, and then there was Oregon? Not Oregon. Fuck. It's on right now.
No, yeah, Oregon played Friday night. They beat Michigan State.
Yeah, I watched that. Well, I didn't watch that one. I had the updates on my phone. But there was another one that was on what the fuck is the name of that channel? The CW, I think, or whatever. They play football and soccer on it now, and it was either Boise State against Boise, or it was Idaho. It was a state game versus the university.
The state versus the University of State.
It might have been Colorado State. I flipped over to it, and I think I fell asleep when that one started. Sith is trying to drive, which she's not driving. She's trying to text in the passenger seat of the car, and she's blaming me that she can't text and ride. See, I didn't even read this one yet, and I knew it's what it said. Typing in the car, no, I'm not driving. What are you doing? Are you trying to get... good gracious. What I was going to say is we've been running for an hour. We got 100 people with us. Is there anything else you want to share? You're sponsoring a football game coming up?
Oh, yeah, we've got the National Gay Flag Football League. They are having their Super Bowl in Austin, October 31st to November 3rd. It's 114 teams that are going to be playing in the tournament. It's going to be It's going to be live and it's going to be crazy.
That is a lot.
It's gonna be nuts. I'm getting a golf cart, or I don't know, some kind of truck, something I can drive around and actually sell it right there on the spot. It's gonna be awesome. It's a great opportunity. I really appreciate them, embracing this. They got it. I mean, they're gonna have a beer garden there, but when I was explaining them, I was like, this is something all of your athletes are gonna want to drink. Like, we're not there to put them stoned. Like, let your participants or the spectators, if they want to drink some beer, let them go drink some beer. But, we're a health and wellness product, and they fully embrace that. And we got a great arrangement. So I'm pretty excited about that event. It's just, I will tell you, there's another example. Logistically, there are, like I said, 114 teams. I don't know if they're playing 7-on-7 or if they're playing full boat, but figured that means there's going to be at least 1,200 people there just playing.
Is it for a weekend or is that a day? Because that's a lot of fucking teams to try to get in one day, unless they have multiple fields set up.
Yeah, they have 12 fields, but it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But I'm trying to figure out, like, how much product do I bring?
You better get a fucking U-Haul and park outside and just sleep there.
So I've got like some pallets coming down, but then where do I store them overnight? Like, there's when you see things like that happen at events, it's not that easy. And we're a small company doing a lot of things ourselves and funding things ourselves, and we're willing to do anything. It's kind of like if we had to scrub a toilet, we'll scrub a toilet. We don't care. We really don't.
Have you seen some of the shit in my videos that I've done for that little bit of notoriety? Yeah. I'm pretty sure I was on my knees next to my toilet in a fucking horse mask pulling my toilet paper off the roll. Yeah, man, I've been there.
You just keep doing you, man. Just be safe and don't chug 24 of these things at a time.
I won't, I promise. There's no way I will do that. After the smart person spoke. It's what it takes, because I've got a kid's brain, and all my friends around here, especially my neighbor, she tried to tell me differently. No, don't do it. Really not until it was come out of you. Then I'm like, all right, now I guess I better listen. Because I guess it wasn't to impress. It was I really, really like this. And I can sit and drink 24 fucking cans of beer. Why can't? But no, it's not what I meant.
Look, I just finished mine. I'm like, could I drink another one? I probably could. I would like to, but it's already 12 o'clock. I should be all right. I'll be good for the rest of the night.
And I like to drink the one and just sit in my chair. And this is the thing about my body. I can take a sativa and fall asleep, or I can smoke an indica and paint a fucking house. My body's really weird. So if I want to work, I can. If not, I won't. And there's nothing like gently coasting yourself to sleep after drinking one of these watermelon ones. I can tell you that much.
I can tell you I'll be able to. Well, I'm a little angry. I hate losing, man. I'm a little angry. Even though it's still the third quarter, I'm angry. But no, I appreciate you, and we'll figure out a way to get you in on the twerk competition. We'll see if we can work in everybody that we've got a lot of folks out there that we've been very lucky that they've embraced us. They've brought us into their families or communities.
If not, there is no obligation whatsoever. I will try to get with the other people to just antagonize to make it better. Because I've seen a lot of the posts, and it's been like a lot of shit talking. I'm still thinking, exactly what is this? Is this going to be a quick ass shaking? But no, now that I know that it's a direct competition, oh yeah.
We got to think
more.
We got to think about the time per round. Because there's going to have to be some cardiovascular training involved.
Yeah, because one of them's going to pass out if it's longer than 45 seconds. Because that's a lot of elbow thrusting for 45 seconds straight.
Yeah, I think we might have to do something like 3.
Oh shit.
We're gonna have to work on the timing, but we got to get everybody to agree on the rules, because there's definitely going to have to be some guidelines, because otherwise I think things could get out of hand.
Yeah, definitely need to be there is really no stipulation what goes on on the Dank Dungeon Chronicle, which I still want to have you on there someday as your own show, just to meet you, other than like the one we're quick doing tonight.
I'm happy to do it.
Big A, when he came on, he was like this for a minute, and the next minute his shirt came off, and he was wearing a nice teddy. It wasn't that I didn't care, but it just depends on who's watching. I can see him getting to the point where he might be down a little bit, but now that I was on Higher Values, I think the other one is just as capable. I mean, I really think the other one there's clothes coming off. One side or the other, I can see it.
This is going to be a classic.
You're definitely going to have a moderator on that end button.
And this is why it's really important that we organize it properly so not to mess up.
Right.
Like, you don't want to ruin a great Super Bowl with a shitty halftime show that people talk about that more than. So we're going to make sure that we got the technology set up right. We got the rules set up right. We got a little. Yeah, I was thinking 30 seconds. I don't know if it's long enough. We'll see. We'll have to, we might have to have, how long between rounds? What are we going to do between the rounds? Do we got a ring girl holding up the cards? Ring guy holding up the card? I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
And you got to try to convince Big A not to chug something in between each round, or 2 or 3, because he's getting hot. And then by the time he's done, he's got 12 of them in him, and he can't figure out why. He don't know why he's still standing there naked in his neighbor's yard.
Well, I don't think he's going to end up drinking 12 of them, but hey.
I'm just saying, you never know.
But, the thing is that he's got a secret weapon. If he pulls out some of that honey mid-show, I'm not trying to, give anybody ideas, but he does have the honey behind him. But it's, like I said, we're going to do it. It's going to be respectful for everybody. It's just about having fun, bringing everyone together. I think I might throw in an air fryer to the winner or something. I don't know. I'm thinking.
And you said it's on the 24th, right?
It's the 24th. Right now is the preliminary. It's the 24th. We might have to ship. What's today? The 6th? No, the 24th. I think that's still going to work. It's a Thursday. It's a Thursday before Halloween.
Anybody out there right now that just heard that, set your timer, calendar, your Mayan clock. I don't care, whatever you've got to see this. I will make sure that I can share it out to all my socials too as it comes up.
It's going to be fun.
You're going to share it to yours, right?
Yeah. I think
I'll be able to share it to mine as well.
I think we're definitely going to need a panel. I think we definitely should have a panel to give the commentary between and during the rounds. We might even throw in a timeout. Might give them each one timeout.
I can honestly see. I bet either FL Dad or Shaggy's going to end up down there at his house to be there with him during this.
I mean, like, if they do that, that is commitment, because that's a pretty decent distance between the two of them. But
I think the other ones are pretty close together. I know they're in this. At least 2 of them are in the same state that I'm in.
Yeah. 2 of them are in the same state. Yeah, they're. No, I think we'll be able to do everything remotely. But like I said, we just got to make sure there's structure, there's rules, some scoring. We got to, we've got to have audience participation.
Oh yeah.
So how do we make sure we incorporate that it's, it actually works? So yeah, there's a lot to it.
It's going to be so much fun.
It is. And I've been traveling and I've been dealing with, a lot of stuff lately. So I haven't really been able to link up with those guys. We had a conversation about it like 2.5 weeks ago. But I haven't been able to link up with them and really get involved and engaged in the marketing of it and setting it up. But we're going to get together and do that this week. And like I said, we need to have the presser. We got to have the presser. Got to have it.
And please, even if you need anything at all with it when it comes to sharing stuff out, let me know. That way I can put it. I'll pin it to all of my profiles before it comes up too, because I really want to see this.
We need to. They got to tell me what music are they coming out to? This is a fight. It's a battle.
That's going to be badass.
This is a battle. This is a twerk off. A twerk off. Amazing.
I can't wait.
We can't even tackle their quarter. This is so embarrassing.
Well, listen, man.
By the way, this is why I do not bet on sports, because I would lose every game, because even though I thought this was going to happen, I still would have bet on Miami for my heart and your heart and your wallet.
I don't even pick Raiders players or the team of the Raiders in my fantasy league. I don't watch the Raiders play. Yeah, superstition is stupid for me, but I'm also the same way when it comes to gambling. It seems like whatever I do, nope, don't matter. I still lose.
I'm a poker fan. I'm a blackjack fan, and I'm pretty good at both. But I can't bet on sports. I got some family members who had issues with that in the past. I saw what it did to them, and it's definitely an addiction. Yeah. And with sports, I mean, somebody gets hurt, a ball wiggles just a little bit, the opposite. I mean, anything can. I don't know.
Divorce before the show, yeah, anything, yeah, completely.
Yeah, I mean, no mobsters ever went out of business running a sports book. Never.
Exactly.
And all they did was take bets, like,
Right.
So. But look, I'm gonna bounce out. But it has been pleasure.
It has been wonderful being a part of this with you. Thank you for joining me tonight again, and I will be sure and share everything out for you. We had 105 joining us right now. Thank you again for joining us, Bob. Enjoy the rest of your game, and hopefully they come back. I understand what you're saying, but
dude, it's not even going to happen. I'm going to drink another high nine just because.
I wish I had one to join you. I will on Tuesday.
You'll have them this week. They're on the way, brother.
All right, man. Take care. Have a great night.
Y'all have a great night. Be safe, everyone.